What up, dude? Welcome to Free for All Friday right here on Detroit Lions of the Pride. Yo, home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And you know how the song goes. It's Friday, then hey, it's Saturday, Sunday. Well, it is Free for All Friday. Hey, let's bring in the panel right quick. We got Queen of the Proud holding it down. You know it's a big week. We got Lions and Bears. Oh my, going on,
Oh
Val?
my! What's up? It's a good football weekend, and it's also Veterans Day. So salute to you and to everybody in the Paul Nation that has a veteran and Jim's dad.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
All right, thank you. And you got my man Ant from Royal Lions UK, man. Anthony, what's going on, my man?
Hey Curt, hey Val, good to be on the show here again with you, especially
Yeah,
when we're on
man.
a victory week. It's the sweetest week of all, and
Yeah.
we're gonna kick the Bears this weekend. Life is good. You gotta enjoy
Yeah.
it.
We'll see.
Yeah, Val, you know, she got, hey, you all know who I call him, man. That's my man, Jason Statham Jr. Now, Grand 12 asked me for this the other day, so I'm going to put him up here. A couple pictures of me in uniform. Here's me in Afghanistan a few years ago. Here's probably my favorite picture, me and my daughter in uniform, serving together. That's my favorite. That's my favorite picture of me in uniform. Here's another picture of me when I retired. That's my retirement ceremony. And me celebrating the Lions downrange. This is 2010, in Afghanistan, 2010, 2011. So that was great. And my man, can't forget my man, Micro Mike right here, man. That's him. He's a tanker, man. He's out there on the ride. So shout out to Micro Mike. Maybe hopefully he can get in. But to all my fellow brothers and sisters in arms, happy Veterans Day. And it just seems to be right on Veterans Day that the Lions go in and get a win on at Soldier Field. So let's get into the content.
No. You don't throw that one in there. You're not gonna do me like that. No.
You know I had to get Val. Let's get into some of the questions for the show. Now, I kind of picked this one with core reason because there's a lot of kind of talk on social media, and Man Bun 12 had a lot to say on Pat McAfee show and all that stuff. I asked, did the Lions defense get lucky or did they play better versus Green Bay? Give me your thoughts. Was the Lions lucky or did the defense play better versus the Packers? What you got, Val?
Well, according to Aaron Rodgers' comments.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Can I take what do you say when you're high for 100, Alex?
he was on a hallucinogenic that whatever he's been taking over there in the tribe. Okay. So and
I don't think that the Lions defense got lucky. Aaron Rodgers played shitty football, and he admitted it himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think that was the case. I think that they played crappy, and the Lions took it. And I think the Lions played better, and the Packers played crappy. So the Lions took advantage of the crappy play by and what they're supposed to do. If your defense is supposed to take advantage of crappy play by the offense. So I think they played better. I don't say they were world beaters. They weren't like the greatest defense on the face of the earth, but they did play better. They were more in sync on Sunday. That's what I will say. What you got, Andy? Oh, hold on. Before I do that, let me bring in my man, the myth, the legend. Y'all see him on there. Shame, don't love me like you do. Stop tugging at my silk drawers. Luke G from Luke G's Field Review. What's going on, Luke G?
Hey, what's going on, family? And salute to all the veterans who gave us opportunity to be on this beautiful platform talking sports. So salute to you all and appreciate your services.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. All right, Anthony, what you got, man? Did the defense just get lucky or did the Lions play better versus the Packers?
I think the defense played better, and I think a big reason for that is we're starting to get a lot healthier now, and we're starting to push players out this team who are not worthy of being in this team, and young guys, hungry guys with points to prove are in here fighting hard now. I mean, you look at Jerry Jacobs comes in, been injured forever and a day. It's his first real game where he's come back and played a lot, and he played lights out. Making tackles behind the line of scrimmage, no passes given up in 4 attempts against him. He's a young man with a point to prove who wants to be here. And we bench Amani Oruwariye, who has looked disinterested, not bothered, useless. on the sideline. So we've upgraded it. And then you've had Joshua Pascal come in on the edge. It means that guys like Julian Aquara and Austin Bryant, who again are useless and have done nothing for us, are relegated to the bench and rotation snaps, and he's come in and produced. And we're finally starting to see the best of Derek Barnes. He got taken out of the team because he wasn't playing well, which was the right decision. He's had a bit of rehab time away. He's come back in, progressively looked better. And he had his best game for us this weekend just gone. And, it's because the defensive line is healthy, giving gaps for him to get into, to blitz, play to his strengths. So we're seeing a lot of young guys with points to prove playing in this team. And the guys who aren't good enough, Brockers, Amani, Julian, all those guys, they're not in the team no more. So this team is playing better, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I did notice, now I won't say it's contributed or attributed to somebody not being there, but the Lions played more man coverage than they played under Aubrey Pleasant on Sunday. But you play a sorry wide receiver core, but they were able to play more man coverage, and I think that's what suits the Lions a little bit better than playing some of the zone coverage, especially. But you look at the wide receivers we were faced up against. That's a favorable matchup for the Lions. All right, what you got, Luke G? Did the Lions defense get lucky?
First of all, go ahead and introduce Tim, because I'm about to upset a lot of people today.
Yeah, you are. I already know because I've watched your show already. So, Maniac Tim, for one of the co-founders of Lions on the Prowl. What's going on, Maniac Tim?
Hey, I'm here. Okay, now I think that that they played better, definitely, but I think you got to contribute on considering how the Packers have been playing. Aaron Rodgers is not the guy that everybody, especially Green Bay, went ahead and gave the farm for and kicked off his receivers so they could go ahead and pay Aaron Rodgers that ungodly amount of salary that he has. But hey, he was exposed. Green Bay sucks, and we finally exposed them. Hey, give credit to the Lions rising up to the occasion, because Green Bay seems to play harder when they play against the Lions, but hey, I think the defense did great. Is a fluke. We have seen some sparks of this against teams once in a while. If they can put this together, it can, they can make this not a fluke. But we know we're going against a running quarterback next week, or this coming up week. It remains to be seen. So the jury is still out if this was a fluke or not.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, buckle up, Buttercup, because here he comes. I know he's coming with a full head of steam. Go ahead, Luke G.
I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed, and I'm sick and tired of this fan base not knowing how to embrace moments that are good for you. This idea that the Packers had this terrible receiving core is a bunch of baloney. The Lions came out there with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tom Kennedy, and a bag of potato chips, not even with a real juice. It was Kool-Aid with no damn sugar, and they still went out there and did more than the other receiving core. And for the people who want to argue, they didn't have anybody. BS. They had people. Your team dominated them. They knocked their ass out the game. They knocked Christian Watson out the game. They knocked out Romeo Doubs. They knocked out Aaron Jones. You can say whatever you want, but their best players was out physical, out muscle, out body, out beat. They beat them. They dominated them. There ain't a single phase of that game that you're going to say that the Packers won on. Not a single phase. You can't tell me they were better on offense. You can't tell me they were better on defense or special teams. They were dominated. And for fans to act as if though that, this didn't happen and it was a fluke and it was lucky. Luck my ass. They showed up and they performed. That had been your team. When nobody had said to you, that we got lucky. And no, they would have. They would have said that you were a bottom feeding team who just didn't get it done. Don't make excuses for when your team go out and do what they're supposed to do. Amen. Y'all don't understand something. That defense was dead last in every category statistically. And they came out and held that team to 9 points. Y'all forget that offense, look at the interceptions. Look at the interceptions. We wasn't playing on short fields from them turnovers. They had to march down there and get in position to even get field goals, and they got 2 touchdowns. Well, Luke, it was penalties. It was bad penalties across the board. According to Pride of Detroit, there was at least 8 delayed game penalties that was never called. So miss me with that excuse too. Y'all need to just simply accept the fact that this team did what they supposed to do, and they dominated. Not luck, not no. Aaron Rodgers had a bad. Aaron Rodgers was forced into a bad day. He was forced into it.
Okay.
And the reality is this. I'm not accepting nothing more than the people to just call a spade a spade. We came, we saw, we conquered. And if it was for that one game, oh well. But damn it, we did it that one game against a division opponent, a team who they're supposed to be their get right game. You showed up and you held them to their second lowest points total for the year. Take pride in that. For crying out loud.
You know what, though? That went exactly opposite where I thought it was going to go.
Luke took himself down to his own church and just baptized his whole damn body.
You know what?
It don't make sense.
I feel you, Luke, because you know what, though? Because a lot of people have been second guessing. I thought it was a pretty good defensive performance myself. I was like, these guys are playing tough. They're playing hard. You know, they was it perfect? No. But was it good? Absolutely. I think the defense did play a lot better. And you're supposed to, when you have a team that you're beating down, you're supposed to keep beating them down until the end of the game. You're supposed to hold them to 9 points. That's what you're supposed to do.
And there wasn't a single phase. I had to argue with people yesterday about the word dominate. I'm like, there wasn't a single phase of that game Green Bay was good at. Not one.
Right. True.
Yeah. They were pretty bad.
I mean,
the Lions out physical them.
Man, and to watch that the last play of the game for the Packers summarize their whole game versus the Lions. To just watch Sammy Watkins watch the ball just go over his head, and then with like nobody was there. That was just that was the whole game.
Listen,
that was the whole game.
That was frustration setting in. They literally psychologically got it to those players' head, and they were knocking them out one at a time. And as much as people want to act like that didn't happen, I saw a game where I'm like, what in the hell is going on? When I'm watching people like Derek Barnes meet AJ Dillon, do y'all know how big AJ Dillon is? Meeting AJ Dillon in the backfield and stopping, I'm like, what the hell is going on? When you the fumbles, we didn't get all them fumbles, but they made them drop that ball quite often. They were physical. And I don't think we should be apologetic about it. I don't think we should be apologists for you dominating a team in a division that you are now 2-0 in the last 2 meetings against. See, last time we beat them, they said Aaron Rodgers only played a half. I said BS. They dominated them for that whole half.
That's true. That the first half of the last game last year, the starters were in, and the Lions was thumping that
dominating them with people off the street like me, you, and Vale. Like, come on.
Hey, you know, I always put Val on the edge. She might be good for a snap or two.
Listen, I'm sick of it. If you go through and look at the receivers, right? Your second leading receiver was a running back who took 5 to 7 snaps. That's your second leading receiver. Tom Kennedy, everybody was jocking him, and that dude was struggling, per usual, not consistent. But guess what? Everything and all the attention went towards Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they still somehow mustered up 14 points plus a 2-point conversion. Mm-hmm. And the other team went for a 2-point conversion and got stopped. We dominated that game, and I'll challenge anybody to argue against it. You know, these are the same people who are going to want to come and tell me about Pro Football Focus, but don't want to see the fact that nothing about that game was lucky. They showed up and had enough, and they showed and they performed. And for that game, I'm not talking about for the season, I'm not talking about for life, but for that game, they wanted it more, and it was evident on every level.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here on Detroit Lions on the Pride, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Man, you about to make you put the collection plate out early, Luke G. It's
killing me.
Yeah, it's killing me.
That super chat collection is always open.
It's always open to the church. Go ahead. Let's. What they got is what they saying in the comment cards.
We got this comment from Super Saiyan Lions that says that's not what Roger said on Matt McAfee's show. He said Lions only won because he made bad plays.
Right. And the sad part about it is all those bad plays that he made, he would have got away with in the past, and our defense is saying no. And then he had to realize that it's going to be a long day. It wasn't a receiver issue. Everybody was getting hit. And there's things that people not talking about. There was times where he dropped back and took a single snap, and our D linemen like Isaiah Buggs and Pascal still hit him. We didn't talk about that. They let him know you're gonna be a long day. Pack a lunch.
Well, let's talk about one thing, though, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. You said the Lions only won because you made bad plays. Then why did you come out and say you can't lose against that team?
Yep, that's what he said.
You were threatened, buddy. You didn't. You came out thinking that you owned the Lions like you say you own the Bears.
Well, he kind of do own the Bears, though, in all honesty, but that's another story.
But guess what? Guess what? Now Goff owns you, baby. Goff.
There you go. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, there you go. Dan Campbell's 2-1 against the Bears.
Now this one I love. This
We're
one I love.
6-5 in the last 11.
Yep.
Say again. Was
We're
that?
We're 6-5 in the last 11 against them. So this is stretching back over years now. They don't have our number.
When you look back at what has gone on between Green Bay and the Lions before Goff got here, the Lions lost 5 straight games in a row against Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Since Goff has been here, he's won 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
and the last game that Matthew Stafford played against Green Bay, the last Monday night game, it took 4 bad calls by the ref for the Packers to beat us artificially, get the win artificially by 1 point.
Oh, I like this comment. every time
I see Rodgers now, I sing "Baby."
That is hilarious, man. That is hilarious. Hey, if you're gonna get yourself some Lions gear, if you have a veteran in your family and you want to get them a Christmas gift, get them Salute to Service gear over at Fanatics.com. Links in the description below. And all the proceeds from the Salute to Service campaign goes to veteran organizations like TAPS, USO, and Wounded Warrior. So go ahead and get yourself some Salute to Service gear right there on Fanatics.com. The link's in the description below. And it helps us grow the content right here on this channel. All right, next question we got up. Whew. Is it possible for the Lions to get 7 wins this season? Why? Oh, why not? Okay, I'm gonna go to Luke G first. Is it possible still for the Lions to get 5 more wins this season to get to 7?
I mean, yeah, you play the Bears twice, right? And you got a chance to show up and get the Bears, so that's the opportunity. You play the Packers again. So
it's Curt Val week, I see.
No, listen, I'm just being honest. Like I think the Bears have opportunity too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not impressed with the Bears, and I'm not sold because he decided to go running. I think if he had did that against the Lions, it'd have made more sense. But now that they seen him do that, I think they're going to make adjustments to stop that. And I just think when you look at this team in its entirety, like, do they still have opportunities out there? Yes, but the defense has to at least be able to hold a damn team to 20 points. Now, I'm not asking you every week to hold a team to 9, but if you did, you'd probably be undefeated right now. So my thing is, if you can hold a team to 20 points and the offense can get going, great. Because right now, and to all the people who talked all that crap to me about DeAndre Swift and what he is and what he's not and this and all that other trash, FYI, every time he stepped in the game, you saw a difference in everything, and they were nervous. But in my opinion, yeah, they had opportunity to win more games. It's going to have to come down to them playing on all 3 phases again. That's it. Or dominate on 2 of the phases, 2 out of the 3. That's all you got to do, and you can win.
Okay, I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that 100%. All right, Maniac Tim, because I know he's always got a good take on this, man. All right, Maniac, can the Lions win 5 more games to get to 7?
What happened? Did a meteor hit you in the head? No. Okay. If they go ahead and they freaking ball out and, like Luke said, play great in all 3 phases, if they can get this, because, I mean, they have a story of loss and foul. They find the defense and then they lose the offense. Then maybe you have sparks of 2. But if they go ahead and they put together a complete team, complete games, they can get to it. Now,
Okay.
will they do it? Is it possible? It's possible. Is it probable? Well, then the probability gets a little unlikely because you don't know what we're going to do against the Bears. I mean, yeah, we should be able to go in there and dominate them. Even though you have a running cornerback, we should be able to go in there, and Aiden Hutchinson should go ahead and get a couple sacks and stuff like that, and at least stop them. But it's possible, but probable, I don't know.
Okay, possible, but not. I don't know. I feel you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're not totally sold, but I hear what you're saying.
I want to see it though.
Yeah, I want to see it. Val, I'm coming
Yeah.
to you last, so you can have a seat, because I know you got something smart to say. All right, Anthony, what you got, man? Is it possible for the Lions to get to 7 wins this season?
I think it is, and for me, it's one word this is based on, and that's confidence. You have a very young team, but it is impossible to overstate just how vital confidence is to young players. If you are in a team that is winning games, if you are in a team that is developing a winning mentality, then these young guys go out with no fear, and they will play against players who are even better than them, and they'll be able to come out on top of them. And we kind of saw it during our slump, when we threw away the Vikings game, the confidence went, and they just didn't look very good. And you can't understate what confidence means to a team. A young team, we know confidence can be really bad. They can lose. They go 0-17. A young team with confidence, they can win 12, 13, 14 games, because, that's what it does to you. And for me, I believe you can. If you can beat the Bears this weekend, you've won 2 in a row. You've shown that you are a potential player in the conference, because we could go up to second when all is said and done. And these young guys, they're just going to be full to the brim of confidence. And you look at the schedule, you have games like the Giants, the Jags. I know, these are good teams who perform well this year, but they can also have bad days. When you turn up and play well and play hard, like we did against the Packers, they're beatable. So, is it likely? Probably not, but can we? We absolutely can, but it has to start with another win this weekend, because what it does for you in terms of confidence, what it does for you in terms of being in conference, gives you belief again. And we've not won 3 games in a row since 2017. It's the Giants next week. You do that then world's your oyster.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
With the Lions win and the Packers lost, the Lions go to number 2 in the division.
Yep.
That's what I mean. That level of confidence will breed higher performance levels, and hopefully if both teams get on the same side of the ball, then there's no reason that you can't, if the situation goes rightly for you.
Yeah, you have a young nucleus that's gaining confidence as they play hard, and that on the defensive side it showed a lot. You had a lot of veterans that on the team were sitting on the bench, during a Sunday game against the Packers. So a lot of young guys got a lot of good playing time. I know we got Rodrigo. He came back to practice yesterday with a brace on. I believe he practiced today. He practiced yesterday and Wednesday. They had a brace on. So you look at that with Derek Barnes and, second-year player and all the young guys in the secondary that just played with more confidence. You saw them doing the seatbelt sign, and they were out there and they were just playing. It wasn't a whole bunch of overthinking on Sunday. They played with confidence. They played fluidly, and they were able to get the job done. So I like what they did on Sunday. And I think that can build. And I think Aaron Glenn, if he can get that same type of performance, it will continue to build, and that confidence will go forward. So I think it is possible for us to win 7 games. Okay, Val, we already know. I think I have an idea what you're gonna say, but let's go ahead and see.
You never know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you never know, because she just might say aardvark or something. so what you got, Val?
Look, anything is possible, but not everything is probable. Okay. You're looking at this. You're looking at the strength of schedule. Now, did they building off of a win? If they can keep the momentum, possibly. But then again, there's a lot against them, and a lot that's being overlooked in this upcoming game is not necessarily just the team itself, the Bears, but they go into Soldier Field. And that is the most brutal football field in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you guys got a lot of sensitive injuries and people coming back from injuries, people going into injuries, and it brutalized the daylights out of the Packers.
Yeah.
So that is not an easy thing. Now, if you pull it off, yeah, I see that strength being of probability being a lot stronger.
Okay.
But if not, you still haven't developed the consistency yet. And until the consistency is developed, it's going to be a rough road.
Val is right. It is brutal. It is brutal. It's brutal for those Bears fans who have to go there every week and watch that team.
I would say this.
One, Anthony.
I would say this. I would say this. The Bears, it's a couple fields that I don't like with the players to play at because it's brutal on their body. Chicago's one of them, and then the other one is Philadelphia's field. You know that their fields are just terrible. The Bears have to have the strongest ankles in the NFL because that field is absolutely atrocious. It is one of the worst kept fields in the league.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible. So I understand what you're saying, Val. Like, yeah, you got to go in there, you know, with some extra Tylenol and Advil and everything. You just go ahead and take some stuff before the game because you know it's going to get ached up in the game because that field is so terrible.
Now, Anthony wants to talk about how brutal it is to go watch the Bears.
It is.
How brutal is it to be an actual fan of the team, but it's still not as brutal as being a Lions fan, but still.
But just one thing: do Lions fans have to take their swimming aids with them this week? Is it going to be an actual pitch or is it going to be a swimming pool like the 49ers one?
No,
you might need your floaties.
That's how you level the playing field. Take the water on, guys. Get them swimming instead.
You need your floaties.
I think the forecast right now is cloudy, but no chance of rain. There's no rain in the forecast right now. It's just overcast. The betting line has dropped though.
There is a chance for snow and rain for Michigan, so it may just.
Yeah, you know, there's always a chance, especially with that crappy weather. But the Bears are only 2.5-point favorites right now, so the game is a pick'em game. That it's a toss-up game.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams have a chance to kind of get this win. They both have advantages they can take or we call that matchups they can take advantage of. So I said it yesterday. It's just kind of a toss-up. Like who wants it more, or who wants to give it away more?
Game of the week,
yeah,
really,
it's either who wants it more, or who wants to give it away more. Like who don't want the ball? All right, what we got? What we got going on in the comments, Val? We got.
Let's see. I like this one for Brian Stover. Baby Hanson Soldier Fields equals disaster. If the Lions sweep the Bears, Val will come over to the dark side. I mean, my dark side is much darker. Okay.
Can't say that. She camps on the dark side.
I created the dark side. Okay? Yeah.
But all right. So hey, thank you for joining us right here on Detroit Lions on the Proud Your Home for Detroit Lions Newsrooms, man. We appreciate you, man. Go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. You know, if you haven't done so already, become a part of the Proud Nation family, man. So go ahead and click that subscribe button. Go ahead and join us over there at Lions Nation Unite. We hang out over there during the game day chat. But this week we have a special thing going on this week for Sunday. Live will be Val. The Lioness Lair will be going live doing the broadcast. They will be commenting on the game. So Lady Lionel of Douchebagia and Queen of the Proud, Val Bordeaux, will be live streaming during the game. So go over there right here to our channel and check that thing out, man. That's going to be some great fun. Those ladies always put on a good show and they have some good content right there.
Yeah, we were expecting her to be a guest today, so something must have come up, but she was actually supposed to come on today for us, but it's going to be epic. Trust me.
Yeah,
you ain't
definitely.
gonna let him miss that Sunday game.
Definitely. That's going to be great. All right, so let's get back to some questions, man. I'm going to go to you first, Ant, on this one. How can Ben Johnson successfully attack the Bears defense?
Attack those first 2 levels and stay away from the secondary. That's the very simple one for me. I don't want to be throwing at Eddie Jackson. I don't want to be throwing at Jaquan Brisker. You've got to run the football down their throats here, because for the first time in a very long time, Bears defenses have been built on their defensive line. They've been built on good linebacker play to back stuff run games, get them passing into a dangerous secondary. But their first two lines, they've just traded away their 2 best players on defense that have gone. And really, with Mac not there anymore, it's nothing to be scared of. And this team is, their team is really good on offense, but on defense, it's starting to show cracks now. And you run the ball through them, like we did against Green Bay. We made Kenny Clark look like an amateur the weekend just gone, and he's the best nose tackle in the NFL and has traditionally stuffed our run game for years. But our offensive line came out, played hard, destroyed their line, created rushing lanes, and we won that way. And this is exactly the same thing you do with the Bears this time. You attack a weaker defensive line, you attack a linebacking group that's younger. They've got rookies in there. It's not as established as it has been. Their prize guy is gone. You move the chains and you keep that secondary out of it. You throw in short yardage situations. You're not giving them opportunities to make plays to you. That is what Ben Johnson does in this game. If you do that, you're going to put up at least a lot of points on them. For the other side of the ball, I don't know, but attack those first 2 lines because they're weak.
Okay, I definitely see that. All right, Val, this is your team. How can Ben Johnson successfully attack your team in Chicago?
Well, I think Anthony did a lot of what was spot on. You have to stay away from that secondary. The D-line and the defensive back situation has significantly declined in the last couple of weeks with the loss of Roquan Smith and
Quinn.
Robert Quinn.
Yeah. Robert Quinn.
Yeah. I was trying to think of his first name. I always mix names up. But with that's a major kill of the monsters of the Midway. So you don't want Goff doing a passing game at all in this game. This is a run game, and if you got to do it, dink and dunk, but don't be taking risks.
Okay, I feel you on that one. For me, I like that. I like run the ball and then take advantage of the linebackers matching up with our guys out of the backfield. Looking at you bringing in DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. I say even line up Amon-Ra St. Brown in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? You get him, he shows his ability to do that. He did it last year. So you can line him up in the backfield. You don't have to give him the ball to run the ball, but you can, sneak him out into a route out of the backfield. I think that's where our matchups is going to be, where short intermediate passes and to attack the middle of the field with our tight ends, put the young fellas, Brock Wright in there, pick the governor in there, James Mitchell, and let those guys attack the middle of the field and run the ball. And oh yeah, wait a minute, run the ball. So that's my game plan for Ben Johnson. What you got, Luke G?
Can't believe I'm finna say this, but F the run. I'm almost sure that the secondary. I'm almost sure that y'all defense is like close to dead last in pass defense.
No, they're not. They're the top.
They're the top.
Yeah, I just checked it the other day. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly where they are. I think they're like as far as the team is concerned. I'll tell you exactly where they are.
I could have swore I just read something literally yesterday that said that they was like dead last in the pass. But
no, the Bears are top 10. They're number 10 in pass defense.
I'm still passing the ball. I think the reason why I'm passing the ball is because we don't have to assume that the pass needs to be going deep. The pass needs to just be a pass. And in my opinion, I think Vel hit on it when she said dink and dunk. Dink and dunk they ass to death. They don't got the linebackers like that no more. Yeah. They don't have the pass rusher that we need to be worried about and panic about. You can mix in the run, but it should be a lot of screens. It should be a lot of mid passes and a lot of short passes, in my opinion. And you sprinkle in the run to keep them honest for the most part. But I'm passing the goddamn ball. I'm sorry. I don't respect them. It's not who's their pass rusher now?
Val?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like,
no, I was saying you, Val.
They meant Val was the pass rusher.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm just looking at it like
shit. Okay.
I'm just looking at it like I'm just looking at it like if it was me, I'm trying to create the mismatch, and the mismatch is the
Right.
run. Go after the
I
linebacker.
got no problem with the short to intermediate pass, but if you gonna put it on it, if you gonna put it towards the safety situation, you're gonna be screwed.
I doubt it though, and I'm gonna tell you why.
No, you ain't, Brisker. Are you kidding me?
I love Brisker. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna leave that alone. But I'm saying, I just think that I think that looking at this game, I think the obvious thing, if I'm the Bears, right, and I'm coming in asking myself, if you're the Lions, how would you attack me? I'm going to run the ball. I would gear up for that. So to me, do the opposite.
They're dead
Do the
last
opposite
in
of what
the
they
run.
think you're going to do.
Luke, they're dead last. Bears are dead last in the run defense. That's what we're saying. Run the damn ball.
Yeah, but if you look at who they went up against in terms of the Russian attack, right? If you look at who they went up against, those teams were generally like stellar running teams, right? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I feel like this is a game where you should not be super focused on the run. I feel like this is a game where you should be passing a little bit more than the run.
Bears are a lot better at doing the bend don't break than you guys. And so if you're sitting here and wanting to pass, they are going to let you go down the field a little. But when you get towards that end zone, they're going to cream the shit out of you. This is why you run. This is a run game thing. Right,
but see, this is what I'm saying. If you're telling me that we're in the red zone, run crazy. But for the most part, this should be okay. If I call a screenplay, who's the linebacker on the Bears that's going to be able to field that? If I call,
it doesn't matter. You got Golf trying to throw to the pick and save guys to do this. This is not going to work.
Golf, since he's been here, has been notorious for throwing the ball 5 yards or less, and that's his goddamn range. He should be okay with that. He should be okay with that. I'm asking him to do what he's always done, 5 yards or less. That's all I'm asking.
You might as well run it then. You might as well run it then and save yourself the stress.
My soul says that if I was the Bears, trying to figure out how they were going to attack me, I would game plan for the run.
No, because here's what you want to do. If you're sitting here planning for the pass, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to screw clock management, and you go and put it in the Bears' hands to win the game at the end because you're sitting here at rushing this game. Control the ball, control the time, take all the time in the world to score, but score.
We lost.
Listen, I could be wrong. And I'm not arguing it. I could be wrong. I just feel that if there was a game you pass on, this is it. And I think the idea that you pointed out with the dink and the dunk, the short passes, I think Curt talked about, getting our running backs messed up with them linebackers. That would be how I would go at it. And if I was the Bears, how would I shut them down? Well, it ain't like I'm worried about them passing the ball, so I'm focusing on the run.
So you talking about we can successfully attack their middle of the field because you're gonna be going up against a loaded box.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they always used to do with Barry. They'd go ahead and load the box. Every team did. They load the box, stop Barry.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Anthony had to take off. He had a work call, so he said, good chatting with you all again. So thanks for coming on, Anthony. We really appreciate you from the Road Alliance UK, man. They got some great content over there. So go check out Road Alliance UK over on their YouTube channel, man. They do a great job. They have a great Discord as well. So just check those guys out, Road Alliance UK. What you got, Maniac Tim? Because you haven't answered this question yet.
Yeah. Well, I gotta agree with Luke in a lot of ways because hey, you cannot just go especially if the run is not working and that box is stacked. You cannot just keep on hitting that brick wall over and over again because you're not going to get everywhere. You got to mix it up, But I'm not saying play stupid either because we have seen the Lions go ahead and will do something like a 4th and 1 and try to go, throw the ball 20 yards down the field on 4th and 1, which is stupid. You got to play smart football. You got to be able to make those adjustments during the game. If they're putting 8-man, 9-man, 10-man in the box, you got to be able to adjust to that. Use that dink and use that dink and dunk and stuff like that. And if you do go deep, Go deep when they least suspect it, when they think that you have given up on going deep, but not when you need it for 4th and 1 on, to get the first down. It's being smart.
If you look at last week's game, right?
Mhm.
I could argue that the linebackers for last week's game were better than the Bears right now. I can argue that the linebackers from the week before that, before we even played the Bears against the Cowboys, was better. And even they had a hard time covering our running backs off the backfield in those short routes and stuff. And I'm just making the point that if you just take it from the standpoint of if you were the Bears, how would you focus on stopping them? I would be thinking the run.
They're gonna load the box. I feel what you're saying. I get what you're saying. All right, we got any good comments in the comment section there, Val?
Michael Hug says, what I'm thinking is we need a healthy dose of play action.
Oh, Michael Lindy?
Michael Lindy, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. The other Michael showed up. Yeah.
The other one showed up. The other Michael showed up in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. John Doe, if they take that same energy as the Packers game, we could win. And then Cassandra Braden, Jamal Williams has 54 rushing yards since he become the first Detroit Lions running back to eclipse 1,000 rushing yards in the early decade this year.
No,
I don't think so. This because we're running back by committee, and with Swift getting healthy, I don't think that's a now. This because of the fact. Wait, I don't know. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Wait a minute. Could it be? He could be just because of the fact that they're still using Swift in a limited capacity, and with Craig Reynolds going on.
So how many yards would he need a game?
Well, 1,000 minus 545.
So how many games are left? 9 games?
That's four. I want to say 455. 455.
Yeah. So
and how many games we got left? You said 9.
155. Yeah, divided by 9. That's 50 yards a game.
That's interesting.
That's it. Yeah, I thought about like, wait a minute, maybe he can.
Right.
Maybe he can.
I feel like damn.
That's 50 yards a game. That's it. That's
50
not
yards a game seems very doable now that I think about it.
Yeah.
The question is, can he get 50 yards a game?
Does Jamal get 50 yards a game consistently?
Yeah. Can he get the 50 yard? Can he get touches to get 50? Because he was our leading rusher last game, was he not? Yeah. Because he's been the bell cow. I mean, you look at it. I think that is a good question.
Yeah, but
that's a good because he had how many yards did he have in the Packers game? Jamal Williams had 50. No, he had
87,
81.
81. Okay, I tried to guess. I can't remember.
Yeah, 81.
Yeah.
It's possible.
So if he has games with 81, he doesn't need to get like 50 games every game. He can, as long as he gets some averages 50 games.
Yeah.
You know what? I take that. I take my note back. If Reggie Bush can get 1,000, shit, Jamal can too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next question we have for the panel, definitely. And again, shout out to my man Anthony over there from Rhode Island, UK, man. All right. What should be the game plan for Aaron Glenn's group versus Justin Fields? Mrs. Fields cookies. You know, how can we attack Justin Mrs. Fields cookies?
I know how y'all can do it, but I'm gonna see what everybody else has to say first.
Okay, I'm gonna go first because I'm going to say exactly what Dan Campbell said, because he said exactly opposite of what his asinine linebackers coach said. You have to put a spy on that dude, man. You can't let that dude run out the gate. He said, yeah, we ready to spy on Calvin Shepard. Spying never works. It never worked at any level. Bullshit. I've seen you put a spy on a guy that works. You have to set the edge. The defensive ends just can't rush up the damn field because, like Aiden Hutchinson, he just can't go flying up the field because you're going to go flying up the field and Justin Fields is going to be behind you because he's just going to let you run past him. He's just going to run up the damn field. But you have to set the edge and you have to keep somebody spying him and be gap disciplined with your linebackers. That's how I would attack that guy. You get gap discipline, set the edge, and don't let him get out the gate. Make him a pocket passer. That's how you attack Justin Fields. That's just my opinion. What you got, Luke G? We'll let Val go last because she said she got,
honestly, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to need for the D-line to do what it's been doing the last few weeks and not get home. Just be there in the area. I don't need you to truly go get him. Don't go get him. Let him sit there and throw. Because the moment you let him throw, the better off you are. And in my opinion, I just look at it and I'm saying to myself, if he's throwing, they're not running. And I don't want them running the ball. So, hey, let him throw. Is because the only reason they even had success because he was able to take off and run because the other teams didn't. He wasn't doing that before. He wasn't running as much. He was trying to be poised in the pocket. So to me, I let him pass. I keep discipline. Like you said, you talk about the discipline of the gap assignment, but the D lineman hold your spots. So when he want to run through, you can reach out and touch somebody, and the linebackers got to fill those gaps. I just would not, for the life of me, all the blitzes and stuff like that. Nope. Listen, you can sit there and throw it. It's your heart's desire. I'm going to trust my linebackers and secondary to hold you down.
Yeah, I feel you. What you got, Maniac Tim?
Hey, mix up what both you and Luke said. I mean, you don't want to go ahead and force him to run because that's stupid to force him to do what he's strong at doing. Make him pass. Just close those lanes, those running lanes. Spy on him. Just contain. Be aware of his abilities and do the best to stop his ability, which is a runner more than a passer.
Yeah, because he's their top rusher.
Yeah,
he's the number one rusher on the Bears. Like 600 yards for the season. We don't want him to get 1,000 yards on us. So that's
exactly
that's my thing. So, keep that guy in the pocket. That's what I do. Val, what you got?
There are a few things y'all need to do.
Okay.
And I'll go into explaining how this needs to be done. Now, y'all know that Justin Fields likes to run and rush because we don't have a decent, pretty much O-line. So still, but here's the thing: don't you dare quarterback rush this guy like you would Packers, because you're going to make that big mistake. And I would look to Luke G. He's going to run right past you. He's going to, and even if you do tackle him, you're going to make it worse because I've watched this guy get smacked full blast, get his ribs broken, and get up and go, come bring it. And then just proceeded to whoop the crap out of the team the rest of the game. Don't do that. Here's the thing. What you need to do is the defense needs to shore up, okay, against that left tackle and left guard position for the Bears on the offensive line. Because what we got over there is Larry Borum coming back off of injury and Riley Reef and Tevin Jenkins. It's the weakest area of the line. So that's where Justin Fields likes to throw and run and take off. Now, while you're shoring that up, you need to make sure you're shoring up the middle because he's going to try to fake you. If he runs to the right, to the left-hand side, right, and he's going to take off, and he sees that shored up, he'll go bolt right down the middle because you're going to leave that hole open. So you need to have Aiden Hutchinson right there. Rodrigo's going to be crucial coming back to stop a lot of this stuff. So you've got some guys that you have to shore up that middle and shore up that left tackle and left guard position for the Bears so that you stop them, because that will stop Justin Fields from running either those particular directions.
Okay.
If there's ever a game where you put a guy on a limited role and a limited assignment, this is it. And Malcolm Rodriguez will 100% just be the damn spy guy. I don't need to do nothing else. Just spy him. Everywhere he go, you go.
Because he is.
Yeah, because at that point, you can have your limited role.
Rodrigo need to be stopping that middle where he wants to run. That's where you got that. Let your other guys take over and shore up that side. Let Rodrigo be Rodrigo and Hutch need to be closing in like this to stop him on both sides.
Well,
not rushing him, but stopping him.
I could be wrong, But I'm telling you, when I say I ain't worried about that man and all that running, nope. I feel like if the Lions come out, and this is the thing I want them to do, come out, get up early, and put the pressure on them. Because I promise you can change a lot of the game plans by doing that.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely can do
well,
that.
you need to be concerned because he ran 42.9 yards for a touchdown himself. Okay.
Yeah, I know. But you know the difference was you look at that game against the Dolphins. The Dolphins was looking at it like he don't really run. He's poised in the pocket, and they were already up, so they didn't really give too many craps. They were like, "Oh, we up anyway. We just gonna keep adding on." So when it came to the Lions, I'm saying get up early. I'm not worried about his running. I'm not, because at that point, you see, I realized something. You can have all the stats in the world when you ain't scoring. Nobody cares.
They scored 35 to 38. They lost by referee penalty decisions. So
the refs are always honest.
I wouldn't get too cocky with that.
Okay. I think if they dink and dunk their way down the field and they use the running backs versus those linebackers, we got showtime at the Apollo. That's all I'm saying. We can sandman them off the field for their poor play, and I just think at that point, Justin Fields can only do so much. But I'm not gonna act like Justin Fields is the second coming of Vic. Everybody had people are tripping this week. Everybody had a good week. It was a lot of strange things happening.
So yeah, he's kind of is. He just beat Vic's record.
Yeah, he's not the second coming of Michael Vick. He had a good game. He broke Michael Vick record. Kudos to him. He broke Michael Vick record. Kudos to him. But at the end of the day, it don't matter. It's the same thing. Why I'm up here arguing with people why Pro Football Focus has lost his damn mind, declaring somebody the second best safety after one good game. So I mean, no, he had a good game. That was great. Do it again. Prove me wrong. Be more consistent. I don't see it happening. He's not the second coming of Michael Vick.
Okay, definitely.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
I would disagree. Now, the thing is that it's the rest of the team you don't have to worry about, but Tim, you would. Okay, and that's just where that's going to lie. To underestimate him walking into this game is a grave mistake.
Definitely. All right. Thank you guys for joining us right here on Detroit Lions and the Pride. Yo, home for Detroit Lions Newsroom. I'm just checking out some stuff, man. Taking Twitter just to make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Ain't no news really coming out right now.
You like the Trady Benson signing? That was a great signing.
Man.
Oh God. For real.
We talked about this the other day, and I feel that was a kind of familiarity signing. That's all. They don't have to teach nobody the offense. I believe that the Josh Reynolds injury was more serious than what it was led on to be. So you see, he hasn't practiced. He's the only Lion yesterday that missed practice. So the Lions are getting healthy. That's one thing that the Lions are doing. They're starting to get people back into the fold, so they're getting healthy. But that Josh Reynolds injury was more serious than what people and what it
I
was
think that
reported.
signing gave me more of an indicator and a signal that your boy JMO ain't coming back.
Absolutely, that had absolutely nothing to do with JMO. Absolutely.
If JMO, the first the rumors were he would be back sometime around September, early October.
Yeah,
then it was.
Wait. The first one was
workout videos on. He's ahead of the schedule, and his knee looks
he's gonna be back
soon. Now it's maybe December.
Y'all are barking up the wrong tree.
Listen, all I'm saying is this: I got yelled at for saying that he wasn't going to play until November. It's now looking like it's going to be December.
Maybe.
We got six games in December.
Maybe a game or two at the end of the season. Maybe.
Yeah, barking up the wrong tree. But okay. All right. We got one more question for y'all, man. Y'all know how we do it every Free for All Friday during the season, man. And how we get down. Who wins and what's the score on Sunday? Luke G, you up first. Who wins and what's the score?
24-21 Lions.
24-21 Lions. Maniac 10, what you got?
47-10 Lions.
47. Good.
Veil face is like, no, you didn't.
He's back on that ish.
He's back on that ish.
All right, I'm gonna let Val go last because this is her team. I'm gonna go. I'm going to go 17-10. I think that's what I said yesterday. 17-10 Lions. The low scoring game. What you got, Val?
35-28 Bears.
35-28 Bears. Okay. All right. That's not.
So y'all,
that
you weren't paying attention, Curt.
What's
Kurt,
that?
you missed it. You saw what she did. She did a little wink and a smirk because she put some voodoo out there. She don't finally join the voodoo magic witch doctor love. See.
All right, so it is time for final thoughts, man. Looking at the Mickey, it's about that time. We got 5 minutes left in the show, so let's time for final thoughts for today's show. No, we got any more good comments right before we get out of here, Val?
No, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
Some people are just giving some of their predictions. Like Dr. Detroit says 24-19 Chicago.
Okay.
James Banos, I went against the Lions last week and they won. So 24-20 Bears. Brian Stover 24-7 Soldier Field. And Paul Gross 31-24 Bears. So people are siding with me.
No,
what is happening up in this place?
No, they're going against the Lions so they can win.
Are they tanking for Bryce? Is that what we doing?
No, they're picking the Lions so they're picking the Bears so the Lions will win. That's
they're doing reverse.
Yeah,
reverse
psychology. They're picking the Bears so the Lions will win. All right, time for final thoughts. Maniac Tim, what you got? What's your final thoughts for today's show?
Okay, well, of course, happy Veterans Day. Thank you guys for the service. Thank you, Curt.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Of course, remembering Jim's dad in the service too. Okay. But games, hey, let's just have a good game. Let's build off that win that we had against Detroit, against freaking Green Bay at Detroit. Let's just go ahead and keep on building on that win. Win as many games as we can. I don't care if it's by 1 point or 20 points. Let's beat the Bears, and victories will heal all wounds and will make you a respectable team. So let's win some damn games.
Okay, you heard it from the man himself, Maniac Tim, co-creator of Lions on the Prowl. All right, Queen of the Prowl, Val, what you got for final thoughts?
I got a few things so be patient for just a little bit. So we got this game live stream coming up this Sunday with Lady Lionor. This was a special thing that I wanted to do for the Proud Nation family because Jim and I treated rivalry games as Super Bowls and Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and everything all wrapped into one. And we were supposed to go to a live game, and that on the day that he died, and this is the first rivalry game since that point. So, speaking of the man, so this is why we were putting this on. So speaking of him, Jim was the type of guy who created this channel as a diehard Lions fan, but his heart was the community itself. The show has been all about you guys. And so it didn't matter what team you followed, you were welcome here, right, old timer Dave? I'm sure you'll be watching this later. But as long as you wanted to talk about football and you didn't like drama, you were welcome here as part of the family. Didn't matter what team you supported. So having said that, yesterday I came across an old quote that came into my Facebook memories. And so and I know Luke G likes to give his inspirational quotes at the end of the show, but I'm going to give you one from our man Jim.
Okay.
And this signifies, you guys have stayed here to support us and continue his legacy. So this relates to the Proud Nation family and continuing his legacy. And it goes something like this. He says, let's learn how to unite together like the wires behind my surround sound system. They're so wound together, nothing can pry them apart.
Okay.
Good. That's good.
I like that. That's profound. Thank you, Jim, man. We always appreciate you right here on the program, man. You live you live through us, man. For me, final thoughts for today's show, man. Thank you guys for joining us right here on Detroit Lions and the Prior Home for Detroit Lions Newsroom. Make sure you come back next week as we do our post-game wrap-up and all the recap of the games this weekend for the Lions and the Bears. So check us out on Monday. We're going to bring you that fresh content. But have fun this weekend. Be with the ones you love. And to all my fellow veterans out there, salute to you and thank you for your service. My man, Luke G., Dr. Reverend Deacon Bishop, Dr. Love, go ahead and give us your final thoughts, my man.
Man, I almost don't even want to get one now. I like that one. I'm gonna use that one on my channel. You gotta wind together and unite like them wires. Okay. Today's positive quote comes from Aaron Glenn. You gotta make it a habit. You see, it was so simple. It was so simple, but yet so profound, because I realized quickly that we are not maintaining good habits. We need to find a way to just make it a habit to show appreciation. Today is Veterans Day. Today is a day to show appreciation to people who was willing to risk it all and put it all on the line so that not only can their families be free, but we can be free, that we can be able to sit here and talk sports and say different things about people and their performances and their jobs and have this moment to be able to love, just be happy and prosper in any way possible. We need to be more of a habit in making sure appreciation is shown often. Telling people thank you or good morning or good night or hello or you look nice today is not going to set you back now one iota. Just simply make it a habit. I think there's something special about what Jim said about uniting. If you always think about one thing about this beautiful place, you look at the military and those who serve that military, they come together to unite. It's called the United States of America, to unite. And when you look at Lions on the Proud, it's about unite. Everything that you hear and do simply just needs to be a habit. And if that habit turns into you coming closer and closer and closer together until you're just as tight as those wires in the back of that speaker, then by God, that's the greatest habit of all, because now people can see your true appreciation. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, join the family if you ain't did so. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Definitely do your research. Hey, thank you guys for joining us right here on Detroit Lions and the Proud. Thank a veteran. And you know we got to do for Wayne Curt Steele. Whatever you're doing in life, you got to fall out and be the best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.